sport is one of the backbone of our common efforts in terms of mobilization, in terms of tolerance, in terms of leaving no one behind, promoting actions against climate change, promoting peace.
We know that sport is a very cost-effective way of implementing the SDGs.
I'm really excited to be a part of this exciting event, which I believe will provide an excellent opportunity to raise the awareness of the SDGs in the local community outside of the UN and beyond. Well, as I'm sure that you all agree, the youth and children are the most important agent of change. So the SDGs simply cannot be achieved by leaving them behind.
Hello everybody. We are very happy to have you here today, and I have here two representatives from the United Nations, so not for a country but for the organization itself. And I have Kali from UNICEF, so she's working for specifically for children. And I have Tomiwa, he is working for the SDG Fund, who is specialized. So they're going to explain you what they are doing and what about the SDG, what is about the SDG, because the workout when you're going to participate is going to be SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, and we want you to know about those SDGs.
The United Nations adopted the 17 SDGs, and they're set to achieve in the year 2030. One of the cool things about the goals is that children and young people were the largest engaged people that participated in the goals. They're the ones that online and offline through surveys and meetings and forums, they talked about what they cared about the most.
We're all human beings and we all want the best in life. We all want to achieve our goals. We all come to school to learn, we're in the same class. We all come from different homes, different backgrounds, but we have to work together. And that's what the things that the SDGs are trying to address.
The soccer field is a level playing field. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, what your last name is. It's all about what are your talents and what do you do with it.
Well, the SDG Fund is the mechanism that was created, is the first one created for the implementation of the Agenda 2030. So we are working in the field, of course, implementing programs with different agencies of the UN, but also we are trying to engage all the actors in the implementation of the new agenda. That's the reason because we co-designed with the Principality of Monaco this program where we have all the actors that the agenda suggested for the implementation of the goals. First, UN member states. Monaco also is working with other member states in the tournament that we organize. And also we have UN agencies, of course. We have UNICEF, UN Women, and also DESA, which, as you know, is the entity in charge of sports and development in the system, but also the private sector, the New York Football Club, plus the local government, because the City Hall of New York is also engaged in the project. So with all the actors, it's easy to implement the agenda, which probably is the main goal that we're trying really to achieve.
I think it is of utmost importance to highlight that the wonderful game of soccer can contribute to tolerance and respect, empowerment of girls and young people in general, individuals and community, as well as education, reduction of inequalities, to name a few of the SDGs that we are promoting with this partnership.
On behalf of UNICEF, I'd like to extend a sincere thank you to Monaco for organizing such a timely and creative collaboration that not only uses education and sport to engage children and young people with the SDGs as local citizens, but uses the global celebration of the World Cup to bring together different UN partners and remind us of the commitments we have collectively made through Agenda 2030.
Our administration is committed to making sure that young people's voices are heard and that young people are empowered. And the way that we do that is through, as it's been mentioned, the New York City Junior Ambassadors Program, really focusing on engaging hundreds of New York City youth around the SDGs throughout the school year by making sure that educators are using the United Nations and the SDGs in their curriculum.
In DESA, we will continue to work with member states to advance policies for creating an enabling and inclusive environment that fosters participation, peace and prosperity for all persons of all ages and of all abilities.
Having the children learn about the SDGs, after all, it's the young generation that will be affected by the world in 2030, and to learn at an early age is wonderful.
Tell me, who is not watching the World Cup? Everybody is watching. Excellent. So now we are having the same kind of World Cup here. You are going to play, you are going to be the best, you are going to try to win in the best principles of the fair play.
So please don't forget about fair play, and don't forget that you are playing football for yourself first of all. It's important for you, and you are making friends on the field. And I'm absolutely sure that here there are some very young, very small maybe world champions of football of the future. So you will remember about this game in the future. I wish you luck, play well, and we'll watch you.
Sports can serve as an important tool to promote dialogue, peace, and reconciliation.
Soccer unites the world. When you play soccer, you are competitive, but at the same time you have to be a team to be successful. So this is what we need in the world, and this is what the youth needs to be in 2030 as it needs to be today. I think sport is extremely important for the implementation of SDGs. Sport brings health, brings development, brings equality, gender equality, bring participation, bring contribution, and it is very important that all these values we bring them to the youth, so when they grow up they will contribute to them.
Sustainable development for all is the ultimate goal.
The idea is not only to implement the goals from the point of view of sports, but it's also to promote the traditional values that kids can learn through sports, like tolerance, like respect to everyone, and also inclusion. And finally, I think that it's also important to keep in mind that this project is just focus on different groups of population, mainly kids. It doesn't matter if we are talking about girls and boys, or if we are talking about kids with disabilities. The main thing is really to use the sport as a tool. But then, of course, one of the most important things is just to integrate this gender approach in all the work that we are doing, also trying to implement Goal 5 of the agenda. But in any case, I think that the tournament and also the toolkit that now we prepare with the Principality of Monaco are both a good examples of how really to work using sports for improving the life of every human being.
Really, we enjoyed the game, and there are no losers in this game, there are only winners. Because you got new friends, you get new experience. This was very exciting for everybody, and the play was very beautiful. So, thank you everybody, the organizers, thank you the players of course, thank you the parents for your patience.